Phoenix Squadron, form up and focus fire.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another Star Wars Unlimited matchup here. We got some Sabine on Rey Tarkin Town action. We've got, I think it's, who is this? We've got Eric on the left.
Nikki.
And who's on the right? Nikki on the right. Okay. So we're joined here, of course, with your usual host, Nate. And then I'm back for this episode.
Great. The people have been waiting.
All
right.
They've been waiting.
Turn one play, we get a Sabine.
And then we've got a plussed up. What is that?
It's a
Can't
5-0
tell
first, so the only way you would do that
It's
is
a 5-0 first.
yeah, get the turn one play or one resource play and then buff with the Rey there.
Okay. Yep. Looks good. Looks good. So that little dude swinging up to 3 now. Could kill a Sabine. We look like looks like Eric is going for the 5 to the base, just putting on damage on that Tarkin Town. And I do think, yes, we are going to see a kill here.
An annoying Sabine play there. They always try
Put the
to
5,
do that.
put the fleet.
Yeah.
The 5 on turn 2. Yeah, pretty strong. Pretty strong hit. And we see another buff going on that 5-0 first and an A-wing in the air. So board control slipping towards the Rey player's side here, but 6 damage on base. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. It does definitely make you feel a little squirrely when you're rocking these 25 health bases. And Nikki on the right here is just pretty much going to clear the board as much as possible. But with that initiative, Eric is going to get another 3 damage in before Nikki can stop it from coming in. Looks like we are going to get 3 to trade some damage in. We bait out a Sabine play, and we do have a Perilous in response.
Perilous.
Yep. Some more aggression coming out here from the Sabine player here with another Phoenix Squadron A-Wing. We do see that 5-0 first trooper with the 2 XP getting a lot of value because that Perilous brings that Sabine leader down to a 0-3. So tons of value on that trooper.
Yeah, he sticks on board.
Yeah, and then these Green Squadron, these Phoenix Squadron A-Wings in the space also trade well into the Green Squadron A-Wing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this board develops because there's some advantage on the ground for the Rey player, but space is obviously dominated by the Sabine currently. And we are already looking at 9 total damage on the base, almost halfway there for Sabine. Not getting a good big Sabine flip turn does hurt. Usually Sabine players are looking for a decent amount of damage on the 4 resource turn with that flip. But just clean answers and clean responses here from Nikki, putting down a Conquered Dawn now to block up that space.
That bricks up the space.
Yes, does break up the space, and we still have, space for another trade on the ground here if Eric does not get that 3 damage in on the fleet. That 5-0 first trooper actually getting insane amounts of value. But we do see a Rebel Assault here to get a good trade on the Concorde and pushing 4 more damage to base. Super close here. I can't, definitively tell who's got the advantage at this point. A lot of tricks to be played up both players' sleeves. And yeah, the pressure is relentless here from the Sabine player.
Yeah, we see that Rebel Assault come in, be able to flip the board state. So
yeah,
looks like that 5-0 first is finally get takedown. And
yeah, 3 cards for 1 on that 5-0 first. Of course, you have to count the XP and the resources for that XP as well as the Perilous on the Sabine. But all in all, that 5-0 first trooper really did help a ton with evening out that board.
I think that's a Sabine unit.
5 resource turn here.
Yeah, it looks like a Sabine unit played there.
Sabine unit player on the board, or Sabine unit on the board for the Rey player here.
You're out of practice.
I'm out of practice. It's a little rusty here, Seeing 13 damage going up to 16, but then a pillage. Cards out of the hand.
Ooh. Although we still have a smuggled out Cassian, he's got an answer.
He does. We're still gonna get this damage in.
Ooh, restores online.
Yeah. You're super close here. We're gonna see if we can close out this game on the Sabine player's side here. He just needs 5 more to do it, but this restore is going to start ticking. I do not believe ECL has been used yet, so an ECL wrecker does substantially swing this, but we do have to draw it. We see the Sabine Tarkin Town to clear the Cassian there.
Okay. And what are we looking
yeah,
for on the Sabine side to close out the game?
We're looking for a wrecker. We're looking for a wrecker. We're looking for... Yeah, we got to get the Ray off the board, or at least neutralize that healing somehow, because right now that restore essentially nullifies the damage that'll be coming in from the Green Squadron A-Wing. So yeah, there does need to be some kind of response to that Ray. Does not look like he has it, as he does go for the swing first before playing anything. Which is also very dangerous because we could get pillaged again. Against any kind of pillage decks, I always opt to personally play cards from the hand first, because yeah, getting that A-wing damage in, while it's great, you know, it hurts to have an entire turn nullified. At least if they remove your card, you can still play the game. You can still put another card down, but getting double pillaged is tough. And so right now, I'd say the advantage is towards the Ray player here.
Yep, that Restore 3 really putting in work. Tough to see Sabine looking at the resources, trying to find something, looking for another Cassian, anything to push him over the edge.
Yeah, I think we're praying for a wrecker at this point in time. And that's going to brick a wrecker right there. Yeah. It's still 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. A wrecker still wins it here. Oh no, and he has to pillage the wrecker here.
Oh, a Darksaber doesn't hit. So that's
so
3 more
he gets
damage.
3 damage. So he's at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Oh.
That Darksaber robbing him of the game there, unfortunately. Just 1 damage short. 1 damage short, and he doesn't have the action for the ping because of that. You know, I almost would have
pinged first.
If we didn't ECL here, I almost would have kept the wrecker on the top of the deck. If we keep the wrecker on the top of the deck, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then we get a 4 damage overwhelm, right? Because it's at 3, does 7, 4 damage overwhelm.
But the
I think we missed lethal there, right? You should have kept the wrecker on the top. He keeps the wrecker on the top, draws it with initiative. He pops the shield and sends 7 overwhelm into a 3 defender. Correct? Just 4 to close it out.
4 to close it out.
So a little bit of a misplay there on the Sabine player side. Could have had lethal if we kept the wrecker. Also, just super unfortunate that we missed it off the Darksaber 1. I think, honestly, if I was playing that, that probably would have tilted me. I would have looked past the keeping the wrecker on the top kind of play. Right? But I don't think ECL was used that game. So I think that could have been a winning move there.
Yeah, no ECL. Did we see the Ray restore before the Sabine ping also? Because he was 1 off, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, the Ray. So he 4 caused, gone to 24. Ray comes in and brings him back down another 3. Yeah. So he could not Sabine ping to end it. He didn't have the action for it. But yeah, interesting. Super interesting things that we're able to see here from the spectator channel. Just yapping, you know.
Yeah, that's great. So coming into game 2, I mean, still super close game. I mean, you're talking 1 action, 1 for a cause, and kind of just a misplay to miss lethal there. But what are we looking to sideboard in both sides here?
Honestly, I don't play against Ray enough to know what is in the sideboard or what, to sideboard. Like me personally, for my decks, I'm putting in more draw, but I'm not playing Sabine, right? Because I'm Sabine, I'm trying to find out ways to sneak more damage in, maybe get through the village protectors a little bit better. That's probably what I'm looking at. I'd guess, if I had to guess, try to think what that would be to get through a village protector. What's in the arsenal there?
Yeah, the only kind of clean answer I know is the Sabine unit, which they're already running 3 of, so that's gonna be able to ping the shield off and get the 2 damage in to clean that up.
Yeah, there could be an argument to run Traitorous in the side. I don't think many Sabines do that, just because, like, and that's a very specific like Ray matchup thing, just because they're trying to bump up their little chumps with the +1/+1s, and you can traders the village protectors out of the way and such. But that's that's not the best answer, obviously. Jonah would probably have some better insight, a resident Sabine player, into what he's sideboarding or looking to sideboard in this matchup. But yeah, village protectors usually a big hurt. Pillaging, if we're not playing around it, could be a big hurt. So yeah, I guess we'll see how this second game goes here. We do have the Sabine taking the initiative as per usual. And that first unit, that is a good old Battlefield Marine. No turn one play.
Ooh, no
from the
turn
Ray
one
player.
Play. Does that set him back quite
tough.
a bit?
That does. Against a Sabine, this is just kind of like how I look at Sabine. Is like Sabine can play okay, but when you're playing into Sabine, you have to play near perfectly, have perfect draws, perfect tempo. Otherwise, they can just sneak that damage in and it gets out of control super fast.
There's that 5
Not having
base.
a turn one play does hurt. I have seen people claim and just avoid the turn one play in favor of initiative for like a waylay or power of the dark side, just to immediately prevent damage. But in this case, we do have a slow response with that 2/4 Yoda. It does have restore, but it is going to be slower. Hoping to get some initiative back or some tempo back here with a good force throw. But looks like we're going to miss a kill here with the Luke. We'll have to spend another action on a Tarkin Town should we choose to do so, and it will still be too slow as that fleet lieutenant comes in for 3.
Yeah, great toss there. Not a lot of value out of the force throw. So we'll have to use Tarkin Town, but I already got the 3 damage in. He does trade the Yoda in, get the restore online a little bit, but hopefully the card
Yeah,
draw.
I almost wonder. We see a oh, interesting. So we see a Conquer go down. I did see a Perilous in hand. I wonder if maybe we could have
Hold the Perilous for the
Perilous. Either Perilous the Battlefield Marine to stop more damage, or just pass, soft pass, and Perilous the Sabine when it comes in. Because yeah, now we've spent resources on a unit in space, and generally when Sabine players see this, they just are gonna arena dodge the space and send it full ground at this point, and we've wasted a turn and 3 resources.
yeah, it's a
or something
scary
in the
ground
space.
too. Looking at that,
Yeah, so kind of tough to come back for Nikki in this spot, I think. Not too many outs that will jam this up, aside from back to back village protectors maybe. Just an amazing card, even though K2 does have that overwhelm. We see a Poe come down, also just super slow here, and I think
ooh, he's gonna push.
yeah, we're just gonna be slamming damage into the base here with Sabine. So yeah, I think that Perilous turn might have helped, but also just whiffing a turn 1 play into Sabine is never a good sign.
Yeah, puts you pretty far behind.
Puts you very far behind. We can get a 2 restore back here, but yeah, it's not looking too hot for Ray.
He puts that into Sabine, gets the card draw. But the Sabine player just gonna keep pushing damage here. And 18 on the Tarkin Town base before your leader comes out just feels like you're just gonna be searching for answers.
Yeah, and that's gonna be game there for a whopping, was it? I think that's usually
6.
9 damage, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 damage to base there with the heroic sacrifice K2.
Quick game
So
2
yeah,
there,
just a tough
yeah.
start. Yeah, tough start there. The Perilous might have slowed things down a little bit. Yeah, generally putting Sentinels down preemptively against the Sabine is tough because they just arena dodge. Putting it down in response is generally better because they've already invested into that arena, and you can brick something.
So you'd rather
yeah,
see the
tough, just
Perilous
tough.
position there to
I think,
stop
but
some
I think you're
damage.
already behind once you don't have a turn 1 play. I think it's super hard to come back. Now, the force throw, we didn't get too much value. We hit a Luke, but like didn't kill anything or stop any damage. Like when I play against Sabine, that's the number 1 thing in my brain at all times, at any moment, is like, how do I stop damage no matter what? And then crawl back from there, because unless I'm playing an aggro game and I'm trying to race, like with a specific aggro deck, but I don't play aggro too much. Is that pretty much your mindset when you're playing against Sabines?
I totally missed the question because I was thinking too, you got the Perilous position and the Concord Dawn there. you force throw yourself and guarantee a kill on something, and then you.
That's also an option. Yeah, that's also a play you could do. But I think he was hoping that he could get a better value. He could get better value. But yeah, you do pose a good thought, which is like Sabine's will probably a lot of 2-cost units, right? Because they're just flooding and throwing. Yeah, I do think that's not a bad call on your end either. We've seen arena dodge from Sabine turn 1, and a Sabine on the ground for the Rey player.
And this is game 3. We are at 1-1.
Yes, so super close match here. Taking it to game 3. And this is also just, I feel squirrely whenever I get arena dodged by a Sabine. Like that's what I mean. Why I feel like every answer needs to be perfect into Sabine. Otherwise it gets out of hand so fast.
Yep, there's the Fleet Lieutenant with like a Concord down here, but we do get the A-Wing with the pump.
See that buff on the A-Wing to keep it alive for that anticipated trade here. I personally might have opted for the Sabine pump just because we know Sabine leader is going to deploy on the ground, and having more ground power helps. Or can you? You can, right? You can put 1 XP on Sabine. That means it'd be 2 or less power.
Yep. And that thing swings for 4 once you get it.
Yeah, so we see that trade on the ground. Now, yeah, we see that Sabine flip, and we've lost power on ground. We do see little takesy backsies. We do see a response with the takedown. Super good.
Oh, I have to call the judge there. Sabine gets replaced by a Sabine.
And we see that trade in the space go down as well.
And the A-Wings just keep coming out.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming out here.
Yeah, it seems like this deck list plays a little low to the ground. A lot of 2-cost units. Just tries to flood the board.
For most blue decks, like honestly, I always run Vigilances in the main just because of this matchup and just because of most aggro matchups. Like Restore is nice in a lot of cases, but like I personally favor the insta kill, insta heal. It just feels much more impactful than like putting down a Kanan or like I get multiple heals off of a Restore unit. Like even a Luke gets dealt with sometimes pretty quickly in some fashion. And having a 5 insta heal is like usually quite nice. You see a Poe come down dry, no ECL. Interesting.
Yeah, we do see the damage taken on the Rey side pretty high, but we are going to that 6 resource turn, and Rey Restore is going to be turning online. That Poe is scary, does swing up to 8, but with a parry P on there is actually going to nullify it.
Yeah, I wonder if I think if I was in that case, I would have ECL'd into the Yoda just to stop any force shenanigans like force throws, lightsaber coming down on the Yoda. The force is with me, stopping the Restore, and just like I feel like whenever you're using these 25 health bases, you have to use them smartly, but also early. Otherwise, it starts getting really wonky on when to find good opportunities to use the 25.
Everyone wants to use it on the wrecker, but you're kind of just praying that you're drawn into it. And we still see an ECL hold. Well, yeah, no unit to ambush into, but all right. So we do get the Tarkin Town on the Poe, but we have a big 5/6 Chewie on there. It's gonna chew through that Tarkin Town. Oh, nice village protectors.
Yep, to protect the Rey here, and that does mean hopefully Nikki can get multiple restores off at least 1 more, maybe 2, with that village protector block on the ground.
Yeah, there we go. So we got restore from the Yoda and restore from the Rey, get them back down to 10 health on base. So
yeah, things are looking pretty good for the Rey player if I'm in this position, having 10 health, having a massive sentinel, and then also having a very nice clean answer with that rebel assault to get 6 damage in past the village protector. That 1 damage pump nullifying the +1/+1 from the Rey. That was cool. But yeah, now I might be feeling a little more squirrely after getting 6 damage slipping through right there, but like we're still okay. We have restore 3. We're okay here. I think we're okay. Things aren't as good as we want them to be, but things could also be much worse.
Yeah.
The problem here is that like we just need to find a way to get rid of this Chewie, and getting rid of Chewie is hard.
We
It
do
is
see
very
a
hard.
Obi-Wan Kenobi in the hand.
Yeah, we also had a unit die, so we could Luke here for a clean kill as well. I wonder if Nikki's just wondering if he Lukes first, or if he swings first, or if he plays a protective action before he swings. I think he wants to get the restore in. I think he's just worried about the wrecker.
Yep. So
Whose turn is it? Whose turn is it anyways?
I do believe it is.
Okay, it is Nikki's turn. So we do see
see
that protective play come down first, just to stop, I think, in case of a wrecker. We've seen arena dodge, which is not what you want to see, but we are going to heal 3 off this.
And for the viewers with the Chewbacca on board, what buff is that Sabine's masterpiece gonna get?
It's going to be a +1/+1 every swing.
Great.
Yeah, so a little bit of an awkward turn there. We only see how Sabine and a Rebels Assault come down for Sabine player, while a big Obi comes out for Rey. So a little bit of an advantage swinging towards Nikki here on the right. You see a Fleet Lieutenant, though. That pushes that to 6 damage incoming to the base. I wonder if we should have used it to kill the Obi, though. Maybe not.
Buff up the Rey a little bit.
I think it's okay. We do see a Force throw come in. It's a
Ooh,
Sundari.
only hits a Sundari, so that's going to be 3 damage.
I imagine
most
it pops the
likely.
Fleet Lieutenant.
I mean, the masterpiece can take it too.
He's gonna put it on the choosing to put it on the Chewie. I think we're gonna push into the Chewie, maybe, if that's the play. Is that the telegraph? I don't know. I think we should just keep pushing base here. What do we see?
Yeah, you have that Obi protecting you with the restore 3.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We're back at 24 damage, right? Wait, right?
Well, that would be 9 plus
Can I do
10. I
math?
think that's 19.
Am I bad at math?
Yeah.
I'm bad at math.
So-
Yeah, I am. I must have read one of those 3s as a 5.
We hit a Sabine ping. 19 plus 1 is going to take him to 20.
Yes. We're in a tough spot here.
We are going to get a restore 3 here. I think he's deciding if he goes base.
I think we have to. I think. Okay, so pushing damage. I wonder what he's saving the Rey swing for. I'm wondering if there's something in the hand that we're saving that for.
I think he's looking for some kind of kill on the Obi, because he does have the Luke.
Just
there.
push the additional damage.
So we do see the cast gonna come out, so that can.
Are we at 8? Or are we at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, we're at 8. So he can drop the Luke here. Do we see a Luke come down to kill Chewie? I would imagine that's what we see here.
Oh, we have a saber. Does that take the game? 3, 4, 5,
no.
6, 7.
No, it does not take the game.
But only take him to 22.
I feel like so yeah, we're debating, I guess, whether we're pushing more damage or we're playing safely. I think if we Luke here, we stop him from getting through the Obi, and we have restore 3 next turn. We kill the Chewie, and we can push damage and restore. The only threat is if he has. He's got 2. He's used 2 Fleet Lieutenants already. Is that right? I can't remember how many Fleet Lieutenants we've
So
gone
we do
through
see
yet.
the saber come out.
6 damage.
Maybe he's looking to restore and take something off the board with this saber.
Maybe, but if we Luke and then swing with the Rey, I think we still represent lethal with Luke swinging 6 next turn, right? Rey does how much? How much damage does Rey have? Is it 2?
Well, 2 and then plus the experience. So 3.
So 3 total?
Yeah. And then saber's
So it does
gonna
not
get
actually represent lethal with 1 swing. Interesting.
Yeah, that only takes us to 21, but he does get a restore. But he's got to clear, I think, right? He's got to clear.
He's got to clear now because he didn't. No. He doesn't have to clear because he can claim here. So, what's gonna happen is we're just playing the claim game at this point, right? Yeah. Eric has to claim because Ray represents lethal, so we're searching for an answer.
And is it the wreck we're looking for?
15, 16, 17 damage. What gets him out of this? Not these cards. Let's see. We swing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, 16, 17.
This is a big math game on this one.
Yeah.
So
this gets him to what?
5, 22?
22, and then he takes it. He swings for game.
Swings for game. He
So
had the 4
back
claws in
off
hand.
here. Super close. And yeah, we didn't see we didn't see ECL come down on that turn either, right?
No ECL, yeah. So the Poe was the target there.
If we ECL into the Yoda and stop that restore 2, is that enough? That gets in the game? 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It does. So of course, maybe Nikki has a different answer because there's 2 damage now on the Poe when it comes in, but stopping that 2 restore could have meant the game, depending on what cards were in hand for Nikki. Because also it means that, does he perilous that turn? Does he have to save the perilous for the next turn when the Poe is ready? So very interesting match. Super cool to watch.
Great game. A lot of back and forth there. Restore. Good mechanic.
Super close matches. Fun watch. I learned a lot. I don't play these decks, so I learned a lot just from watching.
All right, well, welcome back, Ryan, and hopefully everyone enjoyed the game and the commentary, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.